All right, thanks for tuning in today, guys. This is going to be our second tech video. Figured a lot of things out last time. If you haven't seen the video of installing the crank, whichever, right there, it's riveting. So you want to go and watch that one first, or else this video won't make any sense. All right, I made that up. But anyway, today we're going to be showing how to build a kicker out of, I've got some pallet wood, basically for free, if you play your cards right. So I want to go over how to do that. And yeah, so we're going to head to Lowe's now, go pick up a few supplies, and get a few tools and get ready to roll. Rocky, you ready for the kicker? You going to run over it? You are? Okay, cool. All right, let's go get some stuff then, huh? All right, so this morning started off pretty good. Went to go get wood for the ramp for the video that's coming out, and my battery exploded in my truck and sprayed battery acid all over the place. So that's how things started today. So now I'm going to pick up 2x4s, 2x12s, and all the supplies I need for the ramp in my car, in my work car. So this should be interesting, but it does remind me of all the times when I was a kid and it was like I didn't have all that stuff, so you just made it work anyway. You know, you just piled 12 people into a van because nobody had a car and bikes and things like that. So it should be interesting, but I'm not letting it get me down. I'm just moving on. So headed to the skate park later today, and gonna go ride. It's finally fairly nice in Iowa. It's a big struggle up here to find good weather, but we don't have indoor parks. So headed over there in just a few hours, and it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Not really sure that'd be worth taking. Let's see what else they got. Those are junk. I don't want those. But I may stop and get that. We'll see. We know it's here. So we'll have to see if we need it. I'll run out here and grab it. But always looking, always scavenging. I got my template here. Just lining it up, making sure it's gonna work. We can get 2 out of that one, no problem. All right, so today, again, we're gonna be using this. So these are a bunch of flats actually from one of my shops that I go to. On my regular job, they had a bunch of these pallets, and they're a little bit thicker than the other ones. So I've already spent a day tearing all these down, all but a few, which I have to go over still, to turn them into these little 1x4 planks that we're gonna be using for the takeoff of the ramp. We've also bought a 2x12 and 3 2x3s to keep it light as possible. There's also some casters and a couple other ideas, but most of the wood that's on here is going to actually be scavenged from whether it's you know, there was a house that maybe they put like a new deck on or something, but I went ahead and just took that. I did have to buy a couple of things, but basically I want to show that even though I live in an apartment, there's not a lot of room. Even though I live in, you know, kind of an area where there's not a lot of stuff going on as far as bicycle related stuff, you can still make it work. You just have to get a little bit creative without spending a whole bunch of money. So far, my total investment in this project is about $75. And really, I could have cut costs a little bit more on that, but there's a couple other projects I'm going to do with some of the same materials, so I went ahead and bought the 5-pound thing of screws rather than the 1 pound, which I probably could have got away with and saved, you know, 10, 15 bucks, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough for my next project. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to finish breaking these down, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the radius. And if I have enough time today, because I'm supposed to go to the skate park here in a little bit, just a few hours, then we'll start putting it together. But for now, we're going to get rolling. All right, so I moved into my apartment little cove thing that we have going on here, so I apologize for any echo, but I figured it's better than the wind noise. So the first thing we're going to do is draw our radius. The radius is going to be the top of the ramp that gives you the pop. You can kind of see it in this picture. It's kind of where those are. So that's actually this line here. I haven't had to draw a lot of radiuses in my life. Usually I've just had other ramps that people have built, but this time the best thing to do is to create a template like I did out of the cardboard, so you're not cutting really expensive wood just to figure out that it doesn't work. I did this one. I'll probably post a video on how you actually come up with that radius, because it's kind of complicated and there's different ways of doing it. I've come up with my own way to give a ramp extra pop rather than just a traditional radius that's linear in the curve. But we'll go over that another time. But the first thing I want to do is trace it onto the wood. I've already gone ahead and done that. You can kind of see. So it's actually already on there. And then I'll go ahead and clean it up a little bit and make it a little more profound. And then I'll go ahead and start cutting it with the jigsaw. You can see now it's kind of starting to shape up. You can see the form starting to go there. So I like the radius. It's not quite the pop I wanted. So I might end up turning this one into the lander rather than the takeoff. But yeah, it looks good. So I'm gonna cut the other side. You always wanna trace this. You don't wanna use your template again. You wanna make sure you're using this one just so it's more perfect. So cool. Alright, so now I've got two nearly identical radiuses cut out, and those are going to be my sides for the ramp. This is a little bit different for me to do because I'm used to more of a traditional style skate park ramp that has plywood for sides. But I wanted to build this one because it's a little bit more mountain bike, and I thought it'd be a little bit of a challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and get my connecting pieces that are going to go in here, build this backside here, and we'll start getting it to shape up a little bit. Okay, so all but a few things here are all scrap wood. It's things that I've either found somewhere or whatever like that. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna use that to build the backbone of our ramp. A lot of this is just kind of scrap that people have thrown away, or these I heard they're used for like loading trucks and stuff like that. So it's all good lumber, and it was completely free. So the next thing we're gonna do is decide how wide we want the ramp to be. This is gonna be our slats. These are gonna be the things that go all the way up the ramp. So we wanna make sure that we make it wide enough. Now on this, I'm probably gonna leave about 2 inches on each side over the ramp just for strength because like I said, I've never really built one like this, but there's gonna be a lot of pressure on the middle here, and I wanna go ahead and cut it in a little bit. I might even go like 3 inches and then put those. So I'll do that and then kind of build the skeleton around that. So this is usually what I refer to as the skeleton. As you can see, basically the ramp's done. There's a little bit more bracing that has to go on, but you can really see the ramp kind of taking shape there. This is where if you wanted to go ahead and just put the slats on, you could. But I've got an idea for this one. I want to make it fairly mobile to move around, so I actually have to brace it up a little bit. But this is basically the entire ramp. And I think it's going to come out good. It's actually got a little bit more of a kick than I thought it was going to have. So I'm excited to ride this thing. I think it'll be good for mountain bike and BMX. I'm going to go ahead and finish up, and I'll update you whenever I'm done. All right, so immediately starting to put the slats on the face, I realized that these are really not very straight at all. So instead of doing the 1/4 inch spacing I was going to do, thinking that they were going to be pretty straight, I'm just going to butt them up to each other. It should have kind of a cool effect whenever it comes down, and it's going to look really rustic. The base will probably get painted, but I think I'm going to keep the top at least that color. I think it'll look good. All right, so I'm down to the end here, the dreaded entry to the ramp. So it came out looking really good, but the problem that everybody ends up with is, how do you fix this lip down here at the bottom? So I'm gonna go ahead and lay one of those down, and I'll probably cut it so I have something to screw into, then put another one on top of it, and then try and run it to the flat. So hopefully that'll work. If not, I have a longer pallet piece I'll try and use too. All right, so it's day 2 here of the kicker build. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. So the part that's really left is this part where you transition actually onto the ramp. That was proven to be a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be because the boards that I have are about 1 inch thick, and it makes it kind of a rough transition. So I think I'm gonna have to tear down one of these pallets that's in there that's got a little bit thinner board, more like a 3/8 rather than a 1 inch, and kind of build kind of a step tier ladder to the thing. So I think that'll make it, and it'll make it smooth, but at the very worst, if I can't make that work, then I'll just put a piece of metal there. The problem is that the pieces of metal cost more than the whole ramp to build on its own. They're like $20, $25 a piece. So I don't really want to go that route unless I absolutely have to, but I think I can make it work with that. All right, so I think I'm done. I gotta ride it first and see. Let's see if I can get it over there. The entry did not go as well as I thought. So I think we're gonna have problems there. I'm gonna have to revamp it a little bit, but I'm gonna try it, see how rough it really is, and we'll go from there. I think this is gonna be rough. That wasn't terrible, actually. I think it's gonna work. All right, so the idea is to pedal down the sidewalk, jump that, and then hip into the grass bank there. So it'd be kind of an oppo little like whip hip thing. So it's not huge, but it looks fun. I've been eyeballing something off that since I moved in, so I think it'll be good. Let's give it a shot. Oh, that was rough. It shook all of my belly fat on that one and my insides, but that was fun. All right, well, that was fun. I feel old and my joints are hurting, so probably gonna be done for the day, but I'm pretty excited with how this came out. I got a couple little tweaks to do there towards the end so it's a little bit smoother going in, but yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. That's how you build a kicker. I'm Brian with Brian's Two-Wheeled Adventure. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Okay, so I was ready to pack it up, but then I thought, I think this will be a good quarter pipe. So I'm gonna space it out and see if we can't get it to work. Kind of like one, maybe throw like a little flatty off of it or something. I don't really know how this is gonna go, but I'm just gonna pedal really fast. Hopefully it works out. That one hurt. Ow. Whew. That was a fun weekend. All right, so the idea is to come off this and land there. Oh man, this is hard backwards. And there's a train. I do love trains though. All right, I'll give it time.